Now, we get this question very often. How do you actually stop foreclosure? Yeah, facing foreclosure can be very stressful. It can be an overwhelming experience, but there's several steps you can actually take to avoid the process. Acting promptly and understanding your options are going to be very crucial for you. I'll spend the next few minutes discussing all the options that you could take to stop foreclosure and avoid it completely. The very first step you should take when facing foreclosure is to communicate with your lender. You need to communicate immediately and right away and be very open with them. Lenders actually prefer to avoid foreclosure. It costs them more money and it costs them more time. Have an open line of communication, be truthful and be honest about your situation. Explain your financial situation thoroughly. Be prepared to supply proof of income, expenses, and any hardship circumstances that you're facing. Then ask them if they have any solutions. Inquire about loan modifications. Inquire about repayment plans. Inquire about forbearance. You should also understand your mortgage rights and foreclosure laws. It's very important because foreclosure laws vary by state, and knowing your rights can help you take appropriate action. Review your loan documents, the loan documents that you actually signed when you bought the home. Understand the terms, which include grace periods, default clauses. Consult state laws, right? Research what the foreclosure laws are in your state and know the timelines and legal requirements within them. You should also seek legal advice. Consider consulting a real estate attorney for a more personalized guidance. And then also, once again, explore loan modifications. Modifying your loan can make payments more affordable and bring your mortgage current, allowing you to keep your property and allowing the lender to avoid foreclosure. The first option that makes the most sense is exploring a loan modification. Modifying your loan can make payments much more affordable and bring your mortgage current. Lenders want to avoid foreclosure, so reaching out to them as an option for a loan modification will be there for you. Ask your lender about adjusting the interest rate, extending the loan term, or deferring payments. You can also look into government programs like HAMP, or the Home Affordable Modification Program. There's now another option for you is to apply for forbearance. Forbearance temporarily reduces or suspends your mortgage payments, giving you time to improve your financial situation. First step you could do is contact your lender, request a forbearance agreement, which would outline new payment terms for you. You would then want to make sure you understand your terms. Be clear on how and when you'll repay the postponed amounts. Another option for you might be to refinance your mortgage. Of course, this option is only going to be available prior to you missing payments because you're still going to need a good credit score and good income. Now, refinancing can help lower your interest rate, extend your loan period, which will allow you to have lower payments, more affordable payments. The best thing you can do is compare offers from different lenders, see what interest rates they offer you, what programs they offer you. You can also contact a mortgage broker like myself who can actually do all that legwork for you and shop the best rates because we have over 50 different lenders. Most people have a tough time figuring out all the laws with foreclosure and the options as well. So if you're feeling a little bit lost, you can actually speak with a HUD-approved counselor. Now, these professional counselors can provide free or low-cost advice on avoiding foreclosure. All you've got to do is visit the HUD website, locate a approved counselor, and work with them on developing an action plan. So you can work with them and explore options like budgeting, restructuring debt, or applying for assistance programs. You can also consider a repayment plan with your lender. All you've got to do is go over with your lender on a repayment plan which allows you to catch up on missed payments over time. So negotiate with the lender. Propose a plan to pay the overdue amount in installments added to your regular payments. And then, of course, ensure you can actually afford the increased payments to avoid future default. Another option would be to actually sell your property because this will actually avoid foreclosure completely and allow you to keep your credit score or actually maintain your credit score and actually improve it over time so that you can actually rebuy. You also won't get that ding on your credit profile for having a foreclosure as well. Of course, you're gonna have to act fairly quickly. Now that means hiring a agent that actually knows how to sell a home quick. You're gonna have to price it well also to sell it very quick, and that way you avoid any missed payments and foreclosure altogether. Now, of course, if you owe more than what the value is, then you might have to go through a short sale option. The best option actually might be to work with someone like myself that is an investor, a seasoned investor that actually can buy your home in as quick as 10 to 12 to 14 days and pay for all the closing costs, expenses, and avoid foreclosure for you. You may also want to consider a deed in lieu of foreclosure. Basically, you would be giving up voluntarily the property to the lender, and it would avoid a foreclosure process. What you would have to do is express your interest in the deed in lieu and understand the implications. One of the implications might be that you have to leave the home in good condition. But those are things that you'd have to discuss with your lender and find out what those implications are. Another option might be is to file for bankruptcy. Bankruptcy can actually temporarily halt the foreclosure proceedings through an automatic stay. Consult a bankruptcy attorney and you must act quick. Understand the differences between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Also, be aware on the effects of your credit and future financial opportunities with bankruptcies. You can also utilize government and nonprofit assistance programs. These programs are there to help homeowners in distress. Research the programs, look into options like the Hardest Hit Fund or local nonprofit initiatives. These programs may have deadlines or limited funding, so be very aware of each program and what they entail. Another option for you might be to simply just rent out the property. Find a good tenant, work with a property management company to help cover the mortgage expenses, alleviating you from all those expenses. You want to ensure renting is actually, first of all, permitted under your loan agreement, and then also consider the expenses associated with being a landlord. You might also have to adjust your budget and prioritize expenses, freeing up funds to help you make those mortgage payments. The best steps you could take is to create a detailed budget and track all your expenses, your living expenses. Cut unnecessary spending, unnecessary bills, and reduce or eliminate as much of it that you can. You may also want to consider a part-time job or selling assets to recoup some money to pay down stuff and help alleviate some of those monthly bills that you might have. You also will be contacted by a lot of people that you might not want to trust. There's a lot of foreclosure scams out there. You could be, very vulnerable to with false promises. So be very wary of who you work with. No one can guarantee stopping foreclosure, okay? And never be okay with taking upfront fees, paying upfront fees. For anyone that asks you for upfront fees, already you should have red flags flaring right in front of you. Stay very informed. Act quickly. It's, the timing is going to be very critical and crucial in preventing foreclosure. Just have an open line of communication with your lender. It's very important. Look out for notices. You'll have notices with deadlines from your lender. Attend any court hearings you might have. Now, the final thing that I will say is stopping foreclosure requires really just prompt action. Open lines of communication with your lender, honesty and transparency, and then of course exploring all the available options that are going to be available to you. You have to be proactive. You got to take proactive steps to potentially save your home or mitigate at least the financial impact of foreclosure on your credit, on your history. Now, of course, working with someone credible is going to be very critical for you as well. A good agent, a good mortgage broker, or simply an investor that can buy your home and help you avoid foreclosure and get you back on track to home ownership, which is something that we actually can help you with.